Absolutely. Let's get it going. We got the Toronto Falters starting out on the unpreferred side for the time being. Let's see if they can break on in early on. Seems like they're going to be heavily going toward that P5, leaning toward that P2 side of the map. The kills should go either way. First bloods go the way of Toronto Falters, and I mean, not a bad start to the map realistically.
Yeah, not bad setup for Dallas at all, because they're still keeping these P2 spawns. Just kidding, they are actually spawning P3. Toronto Falters gets the flip, but they don't know if Zoe's still there. Zoe gets taken down, and that's going to give Toronto these P2s rotation also, setting up for also while being big P1 time.
Yeah, absolutely. You see player 3 trying to move in through that art side of the map. They will have to worry about him, but the rest of the Dallas Falters very much so focusing on that final 20 seconds of that P1. They are going to be able to get that and maybe lean toward that street side of the map to maybe flip those spawns, but the team kills a bad start, and Toronto are going to be ready for this push.
Yeah, the flip's already there. You got Toronto Falters with 2 people, or you got number 5 watching the flank. Big kill by number 6 on top, Cursory, stopping that push by Remorse. And it looks like Toronto Falters is going to have a nice little setup. Going to this piece for a good amount of time while Carlos going to close, getting the double big do piece. And they're slowing them down big time. Zoe gets traded by Silver, and Toronto Falters seems like they cannot be broke at the moment.
Yeah, they cannot. Dallas Falters only got 2 players left alive on that point. It's going to be Remorse, but he cannot really do anything. They're kind of, challenged 1 by 1 at this point. 30 seconds left to go, and you got to think you're going to start worrying about those P3s like you were talking about before. BP very soon. You see the Toronto Falters trying to push on through these archways side of the map to maybe create some early pressure toward that P3, but Dallas Falters is going to be ready for it. The last 20 seconds will go the way of Toronto Falters, but Dallas Falters exactly where they want to be on this next hill.
Yeah, Dallas Falters got the full rotation for P3. All 4 guys back. It's gonna be everybody's gonna be watching angles. This should be a big time difference for Dallas to get closer about 10 seconds off or so. While Remorse takes that big first kill, Atrocity's trying to push through. Mercer using his missile and gets 1 off the wall. While Remorse pops a 1, he didn't see the second guy. This might be a clean break for Toronto Falters. Dallas Falters still getting that P3 spawns. They're actually looking good to get some hard.
Yeah, and realistically, if you are the Toronto Falters, you won't be too upset as long as you, get this time. Dallas Falters doing a great job of keeping them off of the time for the time being, but 33 seconds left to go. They're in a very tough spot, the Toronto Falters. They might have to give up on the rest of this time, really work for that P4. You already see player 6 and player 5 really worrying about that new time, but Nasty Knox still kind of reigning supreme here over on that street side of the map. A lot of good pressure from the Dallas Falters, but still down 40 points for the time being. Toronto Falters doing a great job of keeping their lead extended.
Yeah, and that's a big kill by Cursory, taking out Nasty Knock in the back. So that's going to give Toronto Falters a pretty clear push going into Falters, and it's taking away top art, and they're going to have all the angles handled, and this is going to be a lot of time for Falters. They're going to have to put the trades here. Big kill by Zoe. That's 1 down. The trades here, that's 2. Carbos with a big 2. Can he get the 3? Oh, he runs out of ammo. Dallas Falters. That's all 4 down. This is going to be a lot of time going towards.
Yeah, Carbos does an absolutely fantastic job of not just getting that early 2-piece, but also staying alive on that hill, because you hate to kind of break up that setup. No, it's like somebody may have to jump down from top rails, and you don't really want to have that impromptu setup going on. So great job out of Carbos. He is able to find another one as well. 20 seconds left to go. Player 4 already worried about that P5. But he's going to have some aggressors for the time being. Atrocities and the Toronto Falters are going to be spawning at that back P3 area, and kind of a tough spot to be in. You're going to have to break out of the spawn trap very early on if you want to get some good time here, and Zoe is such a huge player currently in that stable side area. They do have control of those maps, but they are basically being seen from all angles. The teammate comes in, and Dallas Falters still have control of that P2 side of the map.
Yeah, if I saw correctly, I'm pretty sure Silver has a cruise to use here if they need to, but they got a clean break. P5 while the huge 2-piece playing for bottom maps. They got map control. Carbo's gonna come up big. Maybe they're gonna get the trade. No, he's gonna get some time. And right now, you gotta start wondering: do you start playing for the second rotation instead of beating your head against the wall? But as a Joe plays the kill, he gets 1. Oh no, he's just gonna get nothing but hit markers. Oh, that's some bad luck. But he's gonna contest. And they're going to be wearing, or as you see, number 6 playing for these P1, P2 rotations. Nobody's challenging. He's going to give Toronto Falters a full rotation freely. Nobody doing anything.
Yeah, Carbos picks up a big kill onto that P1 area. Nobody really going to be ready to kind of shut him down. Player 1 does come in and sneak that away. So Toronto Falters going to be having the good side of the map as we start out this first P1, but the rest of the arrows, they're going straight through that P2 side yet again, just like we saw that first rotation of Hills go. Quasar going to start, cutting players down, and that's a 4 down for the side of the Dallas Flat Tires. The Toronto Falters are going to spawn out at that arch side area, but they're spawning all over the place. Now, with 42 seconds left to go, they got a nice pinch on the hill as long as Toronto Falters, execute correctly.
Yeah, this may be a big kill by... Oh, but he is turned on by Atrocity. But Zoe's there for the cleanup, but 6 still sneaking through these P2 rotations. Cursory is the only one left. Gonna play for it. He needs to play a little ratty, play a little safe while his team is still spawning P3, trying to rotate. I don't think anybody still knows he's there. And that's a lot of time given up on P1 by Toronto Falters. Turning into roughly about a 40-point difference on this P2. And Zoe gets that spawn back to P2. And this looks like it's going to be a nice little battle here at back 1840 spawn.
Yeah, Zoe's doing a great job of staying alive for the time being, but gets cut down. The rest of his teammates going to be at that front arch side. Quasar going to be the first person to chow from that open side of the map, but no shots connect. He does toss that nade, and the wall bangs do come in, so now they can push on in. Player 3, Quasar, is found himself on the point for the time being, but Nasty Knox gets cut down. His full team falls very swiftly, and they all try to push in through that close side area now. They are creating some form of pressure, but they got to worry about Carbos. He could very quickly push onto that middle side of the map. At this point, if you're the Dallas Flat Tires, you got to worry about that P3.
Yeah, they got to worry about that P3, but they also got to worry about Silver doubling up on Cruiser. That's looking good for him, but Remorse getting a big kill in the rotation. Quasar popping a 2, and they're going to get the scrap time here. And we're looking at possibility. Oh, Atrocity sneaking through. He gets the kill here. No, he's going to get stun checked, and that's going to be 3 down for Toronto Falter. And that's going to give Dallas Flat Tire a free rotation, but Silver gets the double up on Cruz, playing his life super well, gets traded out by Remorse. And they're going to have a nice setup here for P3, possibly have a chance to take the lead here.
They very well could. 55 seconds left to go on this hill. It just popped, and you see a 2-on-2 push through that open and gate side of the map. Nasty Knox picks up a big 2-piece, so it does not work out to start things out. You got to slow things down now if you're Toronto Falters. You got to wait for the kills to come in, and Silver's going to call in that streak. Will it hit? It finds 2. They might be able to push on through now, but nobody's alive for the Toronto Falters. The Dallas Flat Tires just going to try to keep them off the point, make sure they can't cross through. 2 players do end up spawning out. The back and forth continues, and Toronto Falters end up with that final 30.
That might be the first time I've ever seen 2 times a Cruz has worked in a single game. But the biggest thing, Zoe's keeping him off the time here, and that's actually a big win for Dallas Flat Tires. Put him off this time. That way they have a P4 rotation still. And they're going to be able to get in the scrap possibly here. Oh, and that's going to force him to have the spawns. This is actually looking good for Dallas Flat Tire to win back-to-back rotations to set up the possibility of having a huge lead. But that's 3 down for Toronto Falter going into this hill. And they're going to have full setup, forcing them to spawn back P3. And this is going to take a while for them to break. It's looking good for Toronto Falter going to this P4.
They have the setup, but now what can they do with it as the Dallas Flat Tires create some pressure early on? Remorse sneaks on in through that double window area, and the rest of his teammates trying to follow him up. It's going to be Silver, and he gets cut down very early on by a team nade. Quasar picks up another one of his own. The back and forth continues, but the trade battle seems to be being won by the Toronto Falters. As I say that, Zoe finds the final, and now player 8 and player 6 trying to sneak on in. All big time here. Dallas Flat Tires could tie things up here, but they're all stacking that point, giving Toronto Falters that top rails control, and they use it to the full advantage that they can. Quasar with a big final 15 to get, but that's not going to tie things up. Still going to be down 10 as we hit this P5, and this game could end as a close one. It might be a photo finish here.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a great map to start the season out on. Big 2-piece. Don't know if he sees Quasar top single, and if he does, this could be a big win, but Quasar plays his life perfectly, but also good time. And it's looking like Toronto Falters has a nice setup going into it, and they're not playing for the trades at all. Quasar getting the kill off the guy at stage for tertiary. Oh, Quasar popping a 2. That's going to break it, but Silver going to grab a little bit of time. Zoe trying to figure out where he's at. Can he get a good timing? Get him off at some point, and there it is. Remorse. The kill. They're gonna. Oh, it's 4 down for Dallas Flat Tire, and that might be it. This could be GG's. We'll have to wait and see.
They all spawn out the back at the P3 area. Maybe a very good situation for them. They might be able to sneak on in, and Zoe with a big two-piece to maybe contest this point for just a moment. None of his teammates still around. Nasty Knox has to contest, but he ends up falling. The Toronto Falters hurtling toward that P5 area. Remorse gets cut down. Only player nearby is player 4, and he won't make it in time. The Toronto Falters close out the map 1 with a nice flurry of kills. They win 250 to 192, and they go up 1-0 in the first series of Mixed this season.
Yeah, that was huge. I think the biggest thing was the fact that you said it over and over was the peak.
Here we are with map 2. We're starting out with a hit marker. And the Dallas Flat Tires going straight to B, but he picks up where he left off with a nice second shot. Great first blood for Atrocities, and now you got to think Dallas Flat Tires not feeling so comfortable to hit those open lanes.
Definitely not. I bet Zoe is currently shaking in his boots, but they are taking a B push. Like I said, they probably would, but Atrocity slowing them down completely. Cursory is in bottom bar waiting for the cross, so they may not have a free rotation back either. Nasty not getting that kill though, and that's going to open up possibly an A hit while Atrocity's putting pressure on Nasty Knock top white. This is a very slow game while number 1, Quaza, playing the flank here, trying to shoot at number 8, puts a few shots down, and he's not going to be able to get it. And here we are. I think they're going to make a play back to A, but Carbos gets the kill. So bombs down at A, and they're slowing them down completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Carbos does a great job of playing in that A bomb site, even though, you know, Dallas Flat Tires did a great job of maybe faking that B hit. He still, you know, played his ground in that A bomb site area. Now it's a 1v3 for Quaza. What can he do with the tack? Only 15 seconds left to go. Realistically, Toronto Falters just needs to play their life. 12 seconds left. He is able to find one. Looking for a second, and I don't think he can find it. He does spot that player in the corner, but he does not take him down. So Toronto Falters pick up where they left off from the hard point, and they start out this S&D 1-0.
Yeah, that big kill by Atrocity this night. The fact that he hit marker and still got a kill baffles me. But that slowed him down completely. It slowed down that B hit that they thought they were going to get sneaky with it. It slowed him down a lot. And then that play back to A, Carbos played it slow on A, gets the kill, gets bombed down. And they really just fumbled Dallas Flat Tires play for offense. But now we got Toronto Falters. And I wonder what they're going to do while we go back onto Atrocity with the boomy. Seeing if he can get another big first blood here.
Let's see if he still has it out. I feel like he does, and he does. So now player 5 trying to sneak on that bomb, but Remorse was ready for it. Big 2 kills opener for the Dallas Flat Tires, but they even the odds very swiftly. Now 2v2 scenario. We're probably going to see things stagnate here for a second, but Nasty Knox, he pushes on in as I'm speaking. And now Zoe with 1 HP left to go. He's going to regen, and it will be a 1v2 for him. What can he do? The nade misses, but the bomb is going to go down. He is able to pop Deddy, but can he find any kills with it?
The big Deddy push here, but he thinks Atrocity's still top, but Atrocity just said, nope, I'm leaving. And now he's going to hop inside A while they're holding both angles. And Zoe just has he's playing for Atrocity, but he can't find him. He's just killing time, letting that Deddy run out completely. They're going to know where he's at here, and it's pretty much a done deal for Toronto Falters unless Zoe can go crazy.
Double playing those corners. Can he find that player in that crouch spot? But he is unable to do so. Toronto Falters with another big round on the board. I mean, that was a 2v4 scenario there, Beaky, but they're able to clutch up and find those 2 big kills to even the odds, and they take control from that point on. Nasty Knox does go a little rogue on that A control side of the map. Kind of makes it a 1v2. And the Toronto Falters reigning supreme here in the game 2 for now. Still very early on, 2-0 in the favor of them. Atrocity starting out hot, 3-1. Cursory not far behind along with Silver, but the Dallas Flat Tires, they've been finding some good kills of their own, just haven't been able to close out these rounds. Let's see if they can do it this time.
Yeah, and here we go. Quaza putting out the sub like we were all hoping for. This looks like a full out A hit too, or full out A hit. Bomb down. Carbos getting taken out. Play for the trades here, and they should get bombed down freely. But Cursory popping Daddy playing top, and Silver also popping Daddy to play the backside. But Nasty Knox watching the flank, playing nice and slow. Did you hear anything? Cursory takes the top. They're gonna put him down 3v3 with 35 seconds on the bomb, and it looks like A's pretty locked down. They're gonna get some big kills. See what happens.
He does get spotted by Cursory, taken down. The nade kill comes in as well. The retake is fully there. Quasar is able to get one. He finds a second. Can he stay alive? He's able to get away from that bomb. Cursory does not chow, but he hops on it very swiftly. Quasar makes his way all the way back. Will he spot him on the bomb? And no, he won't. The ninja defuse comes in. It goes from one hero play to another, and the Toronto Falters clutch up another round. I mean, me personally, Beaky, I thought Quasar had that.
I did too, and I really thought he would have. I thought the way that you could see through the wall, as Codcaster, you really thought he was challenging, but he took a really long loop, and that gave Cursory plenty of time to get that defuse. And I thought Quaz was going to go crazy, but he is. He's a 5-2 on a 3-kill streak. He has to get some help from Zoe, Remorse, to Nastiok, and on this defense, we gotta see a little bit of pressure switch around here.
Cursory starting to feel himself now. You see the 360 dive over to Shaq's side. He's on a 4-kill streak. 2 off of that elusive cruise missile. The big first blood for the favor of Toronto. The odds become even very swiftly. And now Remorse so close to this bomb bottom pool. He's going to have to wrap back to maybe make something happen. But Carbos and Cursory pick up 2 kills in total. Now a 1v2 scenario for the side of Remorse. He is able to find one. Now a 1v1 opportunity. Remorse versus Atrocities.
Yeah, Atrocity playing with the... And he does get advanced, so he does have a chance with Daddy Pop. But it looks like Remorse is going to read it, and Remorse gets the gunny big play for Remorse to make it a 1-3. Let me tell you, that sounds so much better than 4-0. And I said somebody to turn up, and I'm pretty sure Remorse... No, that was a 3K. That was only a 3K. Everybody relax. I got excited.
He does get the 1v2, though, and a big time to clutch up for the squad because, as you said, 3-1 a lot different than that 4-0 deficit if they were losing that round there. So big plays out of Remorse, finds 3 on that round, and he gives Quaza a little help like you were talking about before. Now, down 1-3, can you find this offense to maybe even, buy that extra little insurance time? Because, realistically, it's going to be hard to rattle off a few in a row straight, but most definitely possible. The stun comes out off the break, and Nasty Knox able to get a first blood. More Toronto Falters players occupying this middle side of the map, but can the Dallas Falters make something happen? The first goes the way of Silver. The trades come in on that player keg alley side of the map. Silver looking for a second, and he is able to do so, but he finds himself in a 1v2.
Yeah, Silver 1v2 has Daddy, but looks like Bomb is gonna go down on Ace, and they're gonna turtle up and just play for angles. So it's gonna be a big play. As he is, oh, big kill. That's gonna make it a 2-3 for Dallas Flat Tires. And that's a huge deal for confidence, because offense for them hasn't been looking good at all. Lots of kind of choked that 3v2 situation where Quaz almost got it. Kind of demoralizing. Here they are now. They're on a 2-round streak. It's looking evenly matched, and we look like we're going the distance.
We could very well do so. Remorse finds himself on a 5 streak, 1 off of that cruise missile. Can he find it? It might change the trajectory of this game in multiple ways, but we shall see very shortly. It's going to be Dallas Flat Tires on that defensive end, and Carbos is moving quickly to get to that A bomb site.
Yeah, and it's a big push for A control. That's a bomb down, and first blood. Big kill by Nasty. That's 3, and that's all 4. Oh my gosh! It seems like we just talked, and now it's a 3-3 going into round 7. I mean, the tables have turned completely. The confidence that Dallas Flat Tires are playing with now, I don't know. I guess me saying something about, somebody needs to pick it up, game changer, because I'm pretty sure Remorse, he's on a 7. And he sure
is.
He is. And he is frying. Zoe got his first kill. I mean, total turnaround.
I mean, it is so surprising how fast the pendulum can swing at times. I mean, Dallas Flat Tires down 0-3 just a moment ago. Now tie things up, like you said. They are going to push B-side out yet again. Carbos is going to be there to try to shut this down. But, I mean, it's going to be a 1v4 on that bomb site. How many can he get?
Oh, he's playing super ratty. Nobody's going to know he's there. Quaza gets a kill top. But Carbos being nice and patient, playing for this team. Looks like it could be a big 2, and it will. Patience pays off. Carbos big 2 playing the S3 down for Dallas Flat Tires. Nasty Knox there. Can he get the kill? He can't. And that is going to be 4-3 Toronto Falters. I mean, at that point, Carbos could have pitched a tent, made a fire, roasted a couple marshmallows, and he played that so patient. I would have shot at Quaz as soon as I saw him.
Yeah, I mean, great play out of him. Great spot because, you know, he catches them right where he wants them, and he finds a big two-piece to kind of shift the tides there a little bit. Toronto Falters now find their groove yet again. One thing to worry about is Remorse does have that glide bomb in his hand, so you know, you never really know when he's going to use it. Will he opt to use it on a defensive end or maybe on the offensive end to try to make that B push happen? We shall see in the future. But for now, Toronto Falters on that offensive end, and Dallas Flat Tires getting mixy yet again. The first blood, though, goes the way of Toronto Falters. Now a 4v2. Can Remorse find any on the flank? He does find one, but can he even the odds, make it a 2v2?
That's a big kill because that takes Carbos off that 4 streak, and Zoe playing the top their side. I don't know if he knows they're fully rotating B. It looks like they're going to get free. This is going to be a 2v3 retake while A's locked down, and they're going to have all these. They're going to have top mountain completely locked down, Atrocity sniping back. It looks like all angles are going to be held, and this is going to be a hard retake for Zoe and Remorse. Zoe getting peeked. Oh, big miss by Atrocity. Zoe playing his life. And he gets out with it, but they still only have 30 seconds. They have got to get a man down.
Big nade out of Carbos, and the final kill comes in onto that player there. Big round out of Toronto Falters, make it that 5-3. Can the Dallas Flat Tires activate that 5-3 curse, or can Toronto close it out here? We shall find out shortly. Silver with a big kill under Remorse right there. And, you know, kind of a flawless round from the Toronto Falters. Things almost, you know, get evened up there, but they clutch up the 2v2, the 2v3 scenario, and they get that lead. They send it to match point. And this is to make the Toronto Falters go up 2-0. This is a big round right here.
This is a huge round. Let's hope for the 5-3 curse, because I would love to see it round 11. We're going to hop on here with Remorse, who's absolutely frying despite the being down 3-5. He does still have that cruise in his pocket, so you wonder if he's going to use it just to play info. Cursory is going to be the only one on A, watching for this push. No, they're going to solo hit with no trades. Plaza getting it. That's 3 down for, and that's all 4, and that is going to be the game. They didn't even give me a chance to say nothing. That was a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Lay them down.
I think that's a 3-piece out of Carbos to close things out here. I was incorrect, actually. It was Silver to find that final kill, putting in that damage into the teammate. Map 3, Greenberg Hotel. Toronto Falters up 2-0 in the series. Currently trying to close it out here. Dallas Flat Tires trying to start the reverse sweep on all Hotel, but first couple of kills, they're back and forth off the break. Toronto Falters make their way onto that A point very swiftly. Can Dallas Flat Tires make the break here? They got a couple of pushes, and then they kind of have to give up and wrap back toward that B site. Yeah,
they got that perfect kitchen spawn. 3 taking, Remorse big kill, slowing it down just a little bit. Silver popping a 2-piece, but we got Quaz in the back. Silver popping a 3, and this should be an A cap but Zoe's gonna play slowly. But here it goes. They're starting the B cap. Oh, sometimes this sucks not trying to scrap a point quick enough, and should be getting 1 tick here. Coming on 2, big kill by Nasty, slowing down the tick. Cursory, big, oh, he gets traded out by Nasty Knox, and that's going to stop the cap for just a second.
Silver on a 5 streak for the time being. Silver lining for the Toronto Falters is you already did get that first tick onto B, so makes things a little bit quicker if you're able to maybe sneak onto that point a little bit short notice. But 3 players still alive. I mean, the pressure is so good from the Toronto Falters. They stay on that B point for just a moment, but I mean, they will just not let up. Dallas Flat Tires just want a moment to breathe, but Toronto Falters not letting them do so. Things finally slow down now for a moment. Dallas Flat Tires get pushed on up into that bedside area, but you see them spread out of the map. They're going to activate a push at some point. You just got to wonder what direction will it come from.
Yeah, and the lives are lives in favor of Toronto Falter by only 1 kill, 18-17. It seemed like it should be a lot more. 3 down for Toronto Falters, while Quaz gets the big kill from top, gets traded out by Silver. Silver 6-2, playing this, trying to make sure everybody stays out of Hotel while they play for this B push. We're killed by Atrocity gets traded couches. Big kill by Silver at L. Just kidding. I completely misread that. He didn't kill him. Oh, then Nasty gets the kill, and they're going to get a full check down on B again.
Still have a minute left to go on the clock. You have Atrocities up here in this God Desk area, which is probably exactly where you want them to be. 2 players from the Dallas Flat Tires are going to fall, but they are spawning at that back spot area. Carbos should be able to change that very quickly. You see Zoe spawn out at that jewel side area. It looks like they're unaware that Quasar is still here, but he does find one. Quasar getting taken down, but now there's 2 players on this B point. They are capping it very swiftly. The kill's trying to come through. It's gonna be Carbos all alone left all the point, and they have to get him off here because he's solo capping this one on a 3 streak so far. Isn't able to make it a 4. Remorse saves the day just for a moment, but 6-on-6 lives now. Atrocities does it himself. Oh, wait.
And that's a round win by Toronto Falters. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what just happened. But what a round. Oh, okay. He was top bedroom. Of course he was. Silver getting 10-5. And I don't know if he got the cruiser or not. I think he died off that 5. So going into a defensive round, 1 up with 6 ticks. I mean, that looked honestly super even. No matter how the beginning looked.
I mean, that's just how it goes, Beaky. I mean, somebody pops a 2-piece and things just open up, and Toronto Falters were just doing such a great job of keeping that middle B lane open the entire time. They could just fly right on in through bed and just kind of jump on that point whenever they wanted to. Dallas Flat Tires were never really successful in kind of controlling that top bed area. They did find it for a moment, but at the end of the day, it got kind of given up, and Toronto Falters were able to sneak on in at the last moment. 6-on-6 lives at the end of that round, but minute left to go left on this point. And they got to find this A point because right now they're getting spawn trapped in that kitchen area, which is probably the last thing you want if you're playing offense on Greenbird.
Oh, it's definitely the worst thing you want. Breaking through kitchen is absolutely terrible. With number 2, Atrocity also still keeping the force with making a little play. Silver kills him off that B push, and the map is locked down by Toronto Falters right now, and Dallas Flat Tires, it seems like they don't know what to do. Cursory just running freely. The pressure that Toronto Falters is putting on right now is huge. That's a big kill by Quad. That's making everything half the time. Atrocity still playing crazy up in Hotel. But that's still taking. Can they at least get 1 tick before Atrocity challenges? Put a big kill by Zoe. Argo big here. But Zoe playing his life for the ticks. Silver playing a little crazy. Remorse gets the kill. And this is going to be possibly a B cap. But Silver still playing his life super well with Deddy. And that's 3 down 4. Flat Tires, and that should be the round most likely, but Zoe can hop the time, and what was he doing, guys? Throwing a little butter there?
He was doing something, I'll tell you that much. They hop on that A point with 13 seconds left to go, and it looks like they should be able to cap this one because Toronto, while, you want to end the round now, you want to play safe at that B point, no doubt about it. You still have Atrocities there, but it looks like they are going to throw a couple more bodies at it. Cursory tries to sneak on through, but that's going to be a full capture now. You're still down 6 lives if you are the Dallas Flat Tires. Make it 7. As Silver finds that one. You got full B control if you're Toronto Falters in Dallas. You only got a couple pushes left, so you got to make them count.
Yeah, but they do have a full minute. It gets a nice little minute reset, so they don't have to be too hurry. But they have got to focus on getting number 1 and number 2 at Carbos and Atrocity out of that hotel while number 4 is holding this flank. They got B locked down. They got to find a way to break it, but I don't see an angle, but Remorse gets great timing. Big 2-piece on P2. It may look like a B hit, but Carbos in top hotel. Nobody's checking it, and they're just running freely. You have to take them out of hotel.
Atrocities and Carbos playing tag team up in the top Betty area. Silver playing his life so well. Carbos finds another, jumps on that point. He's got the overwatch from Atrocities. He is able to find that one, but the push still here from the Dallas Flat Tires. Only 6 lives left to go. Zoe has found himself in this L-desk region. Want to play it slow, but the rest of his teammates a little bit behind him, so he's got to get a couple kills here if he wants to stay alive on that point. 15 seconds left. Quasar, the final one, and 12 seconds to go. It's going to be Nasty Knox and Remorse left all alone. I think this round's going the side of Toronto Falters again, Vicky.
Well, let's not go crazy. That's a big one. You never know, and he's going to get traded. Well, that's going to be a 2-0 in Toronto Falters. I mean, they looked in control that whole time. Like, the pressure they had on the map, Toronto Falters looked excellent, but the fact that Dallas Flat Tires were at least able to get that A-cap, they look, at times, once again, like I said, Dallas Flat Tires looks great, and it's like they're up and down. Once they got to find that median to make this complete reverse comeback. I mean, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say. Toronto Falters looks great. This is going to be tough.
Most definitely will be a difficult one for the Dallas Flat-Tires. If they want to win this series, they're going to have to make the super ultra mega reverse sweep, because down 2-0 in the series, down 2-0 in the control, backs against the wall. What can they make happen here? The first bloods do go the way of Dallas for a moment. Quaza playing his life in bottom bed, but you still got Toronto Falters members, residing in this top bed area. Silver trying to look for him, and he's able to find that kill. Player 7 going to try to get the trade, but he stays alive so well. 2 headshots for him. He is able to get 1 and make it a second, but Silver still on this point. He's going to slow down that time for just a moment, and Dallas Flat-Tires spawning out deep at that jewel side area.
Yeah, like I said, force that spawn, but you got 3 humping B. This should, or eventually, and this should be a B cap. I don't see any pressure coming from mid, but 7 being smart. Nasty getting taken out. Levi at least taking 1. Remorse trying to get the kill with Harbos, but he runs out of ammo at the worst possible time. But Quaza dolphins into the hill, and that's a full B clear. Great play by Zoe and Quaza to play for the flank to hit that, and now it's an A cap for Toronto Falters, and they are looking good. At this point, you got to stop them at B. Set up in kitchen, but they're over-rotating again for this A hit, and they're just going to give up B again, most likely, on this respawn.
They're going to have to run to B very swiftly, because the Dallas Flat-Tires have spawned up and made their way through that spa side of the map. They don't have bed control just yet, but Remorse with a big kill through that mid side of the map, retains 1 HP. He's able to play his life for just a moment, but Silver with a big 2-piece right there to open things on up. It's going to be Nasty Knox trying to play superhero mode, but Cursory has the cross as well. Silver takes down another, and that should do it as long as they jump onto this point swiftly. Cursory staying alive at the D2 side of the map, and I do not think they can make it in time. The Toronto Falters close out the series in 3-0 on the control.
What a game by Toronto Falters. It seemed like they were in control the whole time, and Dallas Flat-Tires just could not figure out an answer and couldn't figure out where everyone was. I mean, what